Right, guys, so this is for, I'll put that there to remind me, and it's no funny if it's yours. All of my creative projects bring me great satisfaction. That's for Friday, December the 30th. And then, because I'm just going to do it in the one video, the message for Saturday, December 31st, Hogmanay, we call it in Scotland, or New Year's Eve, wherever you are. I say farewell to this year with love and joyously welcome the new adventures of tomorrow. All is well, life loves me. All is well, life loves me. That was, I was about to say Marie's. So, here, I have got about 100 Marie's connected to the channel. So, hello, Marie's. Not hundreds, but it is my middle name and I do know lots of Marie's. But yeah, Louise. So that means something though, because I meant to say Louise and I said Marie. So this one I just pulled before I went live, and these ones I pulled last night, and Divine Masculine card. So hopefully I can remember all these. I've had lots of songs. Oh, fucking Divine Masculine Secret Admirer on the bottom. So yes, that can be Divine Masculines that have secret admirers, but it can also be, well, actually the secret admirers of Divine Masculines can be their twin flames as well, because not everybody talks out in the open like this about the twin flame journey. But it can also be the secret admirer of Divine Feminine is the Divine Masculine. Right. Again, it's not always so much of a secret, but this brings me to what, so again, if, oh my god, if you're new, 144, you're part of the 144. If you're new, my name's Claire, not Crystal. Healing is weaved in everything that I do. I'm a medium, I'm a divine channel, I'm a shaman. The shaman part's really important for you to understand, particularly with what I'm going to talk about today, because, you know, I've been channeling the song I Put a Spell on You the last couple of videos. Whether or not, I don't know if that's the one that I done yesterday, but I'll publish that for a publicist. I'm always undoing spells and curses and all these fucking horrible things that real people do to people out there. Whether it's people that actually literally know we're good being drawn to 222, that's love and partnership. Whether that's people that actually know they're actually, you know, doing that to keep true love, yin yang, twin flames apart, drive a wedge between them. That's what this card says. Or whether it's in the more modern way of where gossip, slander, confusion, illusion, it's still a spell. So that's what's important for people to understand. It's important for people to understand that I'm here to, as an Aries at the highest degrees, with a Scorpio rising conjunct Pluto, which is important because, again, I mention that fairly often, but it's important because it's really potent, strong, do not fuck with me truth energy. And the only way you can, not the only way, but one of the ways that you can break spells, curses, hexes, all these horrible things, is by bringing it in the light of day, by bringing what is done in the dark to light. And because I'm so honest, and because I can get right to the root of something, and sometimes you see even if it's things to do with my own life or clients' lives, it can be so, or the collective, it can be so kind of cleverly disguised that it can take me a while to get to the bottom of it. The very fact that they're pulling me the word witches. I've got a box of cards called Witch's Kitchen, which I only got for New Year. Oh my god, that's interesting. I meant to say I only got for Halloween, and now they're drawing me the word Halloween. I'm going to get that deck. There's a card in that deck, if it's even, that says gossip. They must be pulling me that for, wait a minute, maybe. Right, see, before I'm saying it before I pull it, in case I pull it. Now I'm going to shuffle the Halloween deck, and I'm also going to shuffle these Witch's Kitchen, because, but what I'm being told is it's kind of like, yeah, it is like, I really don't like channeling about stuff like this, because it's not very cheery, but it is a real thing. It's like, you know, when you get like a coven of, and I don't like that word. I believe you can get covens that are a good coven, but it's like, I just don't like any of these words, right? And it's like, but it's like a group of women. That could even be like two that create really negative energy. Like, I don't know what this is about, so we'll just dive into it. But these cards are massive as well. But there is a card in here called Gossip, right? So I'll shuffle on camera because I didn't plan on, like I said, that they're sitting over there in a pile because I want to put them away. because I know the origins of Halloween as well, like, again, if that was before it's kind of been brought to my light even deeper on my awakening, I probably wouldn't have bought these at all, but you know what I mean, I was meant to. Because it's what you make it, right? The origins of fucking Halloween and Christmas are totally fucking satanic, right? If you didn't know that, or you think that's holy shit, then you're still asleep. But anyway, even knowing that, it doesn't mean that I'm not going to get involved in Halloween or Christmas or any of these things. No, because that's a bit miserable too. It is what you make it, right? But I'm just saying, I probably wouldn't have bought these things had I known that prior. Anyway, just saying, for the people that are wide awake to shit like that, I'm one of them too. But I'm thinking that gossip card's going to come out. If it doesn't, fine, it'll be something else that's relevant. But I am thinking they want to back me up with the stuff I'm saying, because. And the card I feel that might come out of this is, I think it's the Wheel of Fortune in particular. It's got a guy pinned to a wheel, which I always find really disturbing. And it always reminds me of what a lot of divine masculines, where you're a man, woman, whatever you identify, are in. So, back me up here, guides, spirit. What is it? What do we need from this? Whether it's part of what I'm saying right now or throughout the video. King of Wands. King of Imps is a King of Wands, I think. So that's somebody, yeah, that's somebody who wants to come in. Sorry, not the king. That's interesting too. Knight of Wands. So that's somebody who wants to come in fast and passionate. And there's a devil among their shoulders. Do you know instantly what I'm getting from this, right? Because this is for, well, never mind the 30th and the 31st. It's Friday and Saturday too. And I always think it does matter weekends. This to me is like drunk texts and Mercury retrograde. So whether this has happened to you already or it's somebody, you know, that's going to happen to, I do feel that's what it is, but it's in reverse. So why is it in reverse? With what I was, yeah, and then to me this card is like, look, that is, so let's stick with that story, right? They're going right in here, but I want to remember the other songs I was like to. This is somebody that wants to passionately come in fast, passionate, like say, whether it's like a racy message or something or a call, or they want to, but there's some kind of thing stopping it, right? So that could even be, it's interesting because if it was upright, I'd be like, look, that's like somebody's like devil on their shoulder being just do it, and they do it, and that's actually quite a good thing for some people that don't, you know, that just basically, well, the secret admirer, that's why it was on the bottom, that never says anything. But actually, now I'm feeling that's like someone's fear saying, like, it's not worth it, like, don't do it, like, you know, don't put yourself on the line. And I know because, look at the song, it's on so that I remembered me, like, full disclosure, it's on so that I remembered what it was called. Look, what would you do? And that song's like, what would you do if I told you I loved you, babe? What would you do if I told you I need you, baby? Would you come through if I told you to kiss me, babe? What would you? It's basically like, I don't know why I'm laughing. Well, I do know why I'm laughing. It's like, you know, well, someone's saying, what would you do? Because they're thinking, fucking hell, what if they push me away? Like, you know what I mean? You don't, it's rejection. Because look, there's divine masculine on the top. But that can go for a divine feminine too. Like, what would you do if I told you you love me? And then, you know what I mean? It's like nobody, basically the point is nobody wants to do that and risk being pushed away. But what's complicated about with your, oh, now I know why they got me to put that there, with your fucking mirror, is that unless somebody does it, no one's going to do it. So it's really a bit of a nightmare. You kind of have to throw the old rule book out with fucking dating, if you can even call it that, out the fucking window. Because unless somebody shows affection, the other person isn't going to mirror you back. Very complicated, but you would know if you're in a twin flame dynamic. And you might not have had a lot of experience with a physical person because you've been in separation, but you will know from the again, it's annoying the fuck out of me, these messages, but I mean, all I know is these are the ones I'm meant to be delivering, and I do know, I can feel they are appreciated for who needs it, right? Even if it's literally a couple of people, it's more than a couple, it's these are like, I'm being told it's going to make sense to people in real time, not many, but it will make sense to people in real time. And it will make sense to people over the coming months why these ones were needed to be chatted. Because again, I channel like months in advance, you know what I'm saying? So although it's like, yeah, it's December, blah, 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 and I do feel it's significant that I've got the date here, I just feel like when people have been going through this, they're going to find it in the future and they're like, fucking hell, that did happen on the 30th. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, but this card is, look, that is a divine masculine looking longingly at their twin, wanting to do something about it. Wanting. Oh, wait a minute, I forget what these. Yeah, wanting to put that. Wait a minute. I'm going to have to Google it. I watched somebody else do this as well. It's so funny, they couldn't remember what was what. It's more about the picture, I feel. Page of Pumpkins. Tarot. This fucking total mind blank. Is it the Wands? No, because that's the Wands. Where is it? Sorry, guys. But we need to get to the bottom of this. Yeah. So it's Pentacles actually. So I'm glad I looked, right. But anyway, it's like somebody wanting to come forward with a passionate love offer, or like I say, it could be pretty racy, because I'm just thinking the devil, like it could be sexual, because that is fire. But they're not doing it, or they're you know, the devil on the shoulder's telling them, like, you fucked things up, like you can't go there. So they're choosing to just learn from afar, study you. Oh yeah, because I just had a synchronicity before I came on as well, and then that's what the. It's kind of funny. It's funny when it just makes me laugh when it all adds up. It's secret admirer and major challenges to overcome, but the major challenge is the fear around that, and then when you put together that song. So what the story behind me having that song on there, and now I'm just going to put it on random, is that, oh god, there's so many fucking things that happened. I don't care who tunes out, because they're like, what the fuck is this all about? Like, it's whoever's meant to hear it. Like, seriously, that's where I'm at. And I bet you anything I grow. I'm not going to say, like, oh, fucking everything blows up overnight, but I feel I will grow more steadily, because I'm just not restrict myself and bothering about. I don't usually anyway, to be honest, but it's because they're more making me streamline these particular Christmas messages for sets of twins that are really going through it or about to. And so it does feel like it's kind of cutting off other people. It's like, this is going to mean nothing to me. And that's when I'm like, sorry, you know what I mean? You can watch it if you want to fucking get the popcorn, because it's a little bit like a fucking film. But, and then, yeah, I'd like to say normal service will resume, but what the fuck is normal service anyway? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, it'll all make sense in the future, is what they're telling me. Right, so when I got up, right, I was half asleep, and I did make a voice note about this. I was going to play the voice note in the video, but I think that would be even more boring. I might, but yeah, anyway, I'll just kind of go over it while I remember. So I woke up, right, and I've been getting downloads on that in my sleep anyway. None that I can really recall right now. They might come back to me during this. They'll give me it. But I just made my coffee, half asleep, got really, really late, right? Because I've been staying up really late and then getting up late. I turned on the telly and it was catchphrase. And the phrase was, I put a spell on you. And I was like, you're fucking kidding me, right? Because I channeled that in yesterday's video. I haven't published it yet, but I will have by the time you watch this. And I think I channeled it the other day as well. So it was like this, I put a spell on you is coming through, right? Now I pick up on spells and shit like that, not all the time, but fairly often if it's around, right? And it always is with Twinflames. It's either going on massively with different collective, especially ones that are really close to union or in union that get attacked. And it's constantly done to ones that are in separation that are powerful, because they just can't have you coming together. You know what I mean? Like, everything happens to stop that from happening. And this is basically the point. But it won't work. It won't work because it's true love and it's yin yang, which again, that's fucking majorly cheesy, but I'm just laughing because things are getting closer and closer and closer, is what I'm being told. And it's because, or like what I said at the start. So last night, that's basically it. Like when I was tidying up, I was cutting different decks and I kept pulling the Emperor, and I've left them so you can see Divine Masculine King, the Emperor, the Emperor, right? So again, yeah, I didn't do that in front of you, so you could think I'm talking shit, but I really don't care, right? It's a message from someone, and it's basically what they're saying to me is the Divine Masculines are being awakened, but we know this. This isn't a newsflash, right? And it's not a coincidence. It's just got to 15:55 minutes there, 5:55. Big changes are happening, right? But this, oh, now I get what that's about. So, but it's a bit annoying they made me use that deck because I'm like, what one's this and what one's that? So it's like they're wanting to passionately come in, but somehow it's the devil on their shoulder, the devil energy in general, or this can actually come about in the form of a person, whether it be past romantic things that have cast doubt, fear, worry over the person being good enough for what they really want, right? Because you're just terrified of your twin, everyone is at some level. Because it's, when you really want something like that, it is scary. Or everything really worth having is scary. That's why do people get into karmic relationships? They're easier. Why do people get into soulmate relationships? Well, because they're even easier than a karmic. You know what I mean? But it's not your twin. So although soulmate relationships are really, again, they could be really quite happy and calm, I would put it to you that if someone's a true twin flame, they'd still be daydreaming about the twin. And again, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to be that person that's with someone that's daydreaming about a twin, longing after them, sexually fantasizing about them, researching them. You know what I mean? I just wouldn't want to be that. Don't know why anyone would. But again, it's different people's paths, right? So, and I also fucking certainly wouldn't want to be the one stuck in that. But I didn't choose to be that, did I? So you know what I mean? I chose to be the other one. So anyway, but I do. All I know is I do get the journey, right? So, 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Something's not working out, right? Whether it's financially, abundance wise, having the happiness, the stability. I mean, this is having it all. This is the happiness, the money, having all your shit together. But that's in reverse. So it's like, it could either be that somebody has got, the home, the wife, the kids, or the home, the husband, the kids, everything should be looking great on paper, but they're not, because they're holding back passionate offers for a twin. But by the way, I'm dancing in and out of different people's scenarios. So if you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm not married and my twin's not married. This isn't mine. Forget the married part and listen to what Spirit's saying through me, or God, or your angels, or your guides, because, you know what I mean? That's what matters more. But I'm dancing in and out of people's situations, right? So I don't know either. Some of it, again, I'll know, but some of it I don't. And when I say I'll know, some of it would even make sense to me and some of it wouldn't. So that's what I mean. Yeah, but you know what I mean? In that type of scenario, someone's holding back passionate offers for someone else. They're not feeling like they have it all, even if they have got it all financially successful. Like, they haven't got it all because, look, they're studying someone else. Like, they're studying their twin. And that is what divine masculine energies do. And look, I said they're studying their twin, and I put it on the twin flame card. Yin yang. Like the yin yang symbol, twin flames contain an aspect of each other's character within themselves, which is why I'm always going on about the yin yang symbol. I get drawn to the yin yang symbol about 10 million times a day. I've always been drawn to it since I was a kid. And then actually Nick's noticed as well, with whatever day, I had that before I put the cup there, that tree was mirroring a shadow that looked like the yin yang symbol, so that was well spotted, Nick's. But you know what I'm saying? That's not a coincidence. I put the one about researching on the twin, because that's what this journey's about. Anyway, right, so we'll put these cards away, but they led me to them. And then look on the bottom of the deck as well. We've got the Five of Pentacles, but it's in reverse. That's about being on the, that is about actually poverty, whether it be literal poverty or mindset poverty, or like I say, I'm more getting the feeling this is about somebody that has money, but they don't feel happy. But it could be that your money's not good either and you're not happy. But it's like, God, I know, this is crazy that they guided me these, because it does make sense. Look, the devil is guiding this person away from treasure that's on the floor. Oh, that's meant to be their sweets, so it's almost like that's meant to be. I'm seeing that as somebody's guiding someone away from their treats. It's like, and I was about to say that's like their parent, right? So, oh my God, that is the doubt. Oh my God, right? These cards might better back me up, but that's what I was getting. It's like, for some, it's like, it literally is like, you could be the adult twin flame, but it is one of your parents. It's like, I don't even use the word parent, but anyway, you know what I mean? It's someone's mum or dad, or like some sort of, someone they look up to is guiding someone away from what they really want. So that would be the twin. And it's making this person feel out in the cold from their twin, which they don't want to be anymore. And now they're pulling mated divine masculine. So it's not going to nurture your inner child. So it's not going to be for everyone, but that is going to make sense, because look, then we've got wedge. Someone is trying to come between you and a friend. I mean, I wouldn't put twin flame as friend, but you know what I mean? That's the twin flame in this case, or something you want. Someone's trying to drive a wedge between you, and you see that would be difficult for the people it is. I really empathise, because if it is somebody's parent, that's really fucking difficult, because there'd be codependency there. There's obviously love, whether it's healthy love or not, but it's like, you know, codependency, and it would be, you'd really have to be strong within yourself to see that that's not right. And also, can I just say, see when it is people's mums and dads, or because I've helped people with this in the past, like, see if it is that, it's not that they're evil or anything, it's just that they maybe, well, sometimes it can be that, anyway, it's mostly not that, right? And it would be a curse. It would be like a family curse, a generational curse, where for whatever reason someone's made the decision about your life, but that's the point, that they're not good for you. You know what I mean? It's a little bit like, that's fucking, oh, that's blown my mind. It's a little bit like the opposite of, you know how I titled the video for Boxing Day, just do what's in your heart, son, and you'll find your way. Something like that. It's because that's what, which is funny because it sounds very like where I'm from, Scottish, but it's, and again, like, that could even be like people's mums and dads saying that the other, you know, the opposite. So this is what I'm saying. It's like, it's not everyone's scenario. So again, if it's not for you, you leave it. But it's, that's because it's in Good Will Hunting, and it's the therapist saying, you do what's in your heart, son, and you'll find your way. Whatever, you know what I mean? It's, and they guided me to title it that day because that was the energy what I was picking up on. And so it very much was this feeling of divine masculine regards, like, putting aside whatever wounded inner child thoughts they've got, or whatever's been influenced by others, to go for what it is they want, against whatever guidance they've had. So wow, that's juicy. So that is going to be someone, so we're going to dig a bit into that. And again, so that's why they maybe put that there. This is the love of a lifetime. It's true love. It's your twin flame. That's why there'll be everything put in your place to stop you going towards it. So we'll put them back and we'll see if they come out again. Now I need to really go, I need to chuck out all the downloads before I forget. So yeah, I put on the catch, I put on the TV not knowing what would be there, and it was, I put a spell on you. So I was like, right, they're trying to tell me about somebody that's under a spell or an illusion or a trick, which, bear in mind, spells can be words. So again, it's coming back to somebody has used words that have confused a divine masculine, whether this is you or your twin, or it's not yours at all, bear in mind. It's good to just be open-minded and listen. Or it can be malicious gossip, so it can be when somebody has said something, again, about you, like lied about you to your twin. Bearing in mind you're very sensitive about your twin, so most people would believe the lie. Well, not most people. If you've done a lot of work on yourself, you'd be open-minded. But I'd say even people that have done a lot of work, you know what I mean? It's like, oh shit, really? Did they say that? Because again, I've done a lot of work on myself, but it would depend who said something to me. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, if it's people that I know that are just going to do that, yeah, I'd be like, whatever. But anyway, so you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, but it's quite fun. It's when you hear me saying, oh, it's like, oh, I'm surprised, I'm chuffed. I wasn't going to use these ones. But it's because they know something's going to make sense. So So that happened. I put a spell on it. Then I changed the channel and it was Maleficent, which I've not seen all of it before, but I actually have seen the important bits, I think. And it was the bit where she's putting a spell, get it, on the baby, and she's saying, right, everybody will fall in love with this child, you know, everyone that meets her will love her. And then she makes the dad, the king. Oh my god, the king. That's crazy. The divine masculine. The king is the divine masculine. She makes the king beg, which, remember, begging is, it's very what devil energy would get you to do, right? It's humiliation tactics, right? It's like a not nice energy would make you beg for something, which is why I always say, even in these love cards, it's like, I'm begging you. Like, I really don't like it. Like, I don't care how much someone thinks they've fucked up or they've literally fucked up. I wouldn't have anybody begging for anything, right? An apology fucking does it if they know that you're due an apology. No begging. But because this is why they're getting me. That's what karmics would do. Karmic romantic partners would make you beg, would put you through torture and pain and fuck with your head. And mind you, the twin flame journey alone can do that too. Just the confusion of it all. But that doesn't need to be romantic. That could also be, unfortunately, family members, friends could toy with your emotions and that and play games and blah blah blah. And then that's when you really need, do something about it, boundaries. But right, so, and then then she says, he begs, and she says, right, unless somebody kisses her before her 16th birthday, like true love's kiss, there you go, the true love card, right? So obviously it's forget the 16th birthday, but fucking hell, that might be relevant to somebody, but it's like, but if you're that young, you should really be watching this, but anyway. But you know what I'm saying, it's like, that's what it is. It's like, it's that hard. Like, she's thinking, yeah, I'll put that buffer on it because nobody's going to kiss her before her 16th birthday, right? So it's like, what they're saying to me is, it's like, when you and your twin can get to one another, that's when the spell is broken. The illusion, that's when the divine masculine finds out what was said to them that apparently you said about them was bullshit, or yeah, I do think it is that. It's something like that, right? Whatever's made them think bad of you, it's when you can get to each other, basically. But everything will be put in your way so you don't get to each other. And then even, what I'm being told is, even when you do, even when you do get to each other, even then, if somebody's still under a spell, and what they're saying to me is the spell can sometimes be alcohol, because that's when you're wide, and again, now they're making me go in full shaman mode, but just, not to be a square here, again, I used to drink, and I used to get completely fucking wasted, right? And to be honest, it wasn't attractive, and I said before, I was like, I'm surprised, that my twin flame even found that attractive to to see me more than once when I was drunk like that, basically, right? I wasn't like that all the time, but I was enough of the time, right? And it's kind of like, so basically, just be aware of that it's like, well, actually, shit, right? Okay, well, I'll use me and him as an example there. Think about it now. It's like, so providing there isn't karmic things that someone's twin needs to tie up and all that, which we never really know. You got to use your discernment and ask all the right questions and that. And like I say, I still feel it's a minefield, right? Because as much as we don't want people to lie out there, that can happen too. So anyway, just whatever. Well, in this situation of me, it's like, I don't drink and he does. Unless he doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, I'd be very surprised if he's went teetotal like me, but you just never know, right? So I would bet that is not the case. For now, he may decide to go that way. So what I'm saying is, right away, there's a bit of a mismatch, isn't it? Because when I stopped drinking, I did part from a lot of my best friends, inverted commas, and it wasn't just because I stopped drinking. It was because, whoa, that's a bit of a fucking epiphany. It was because as soon as I stopped drinking, the spell was broken. And I realised I had nothing in common with these people anymore. That's what I mean. See, they've just got me to have a revelation of right it is, which they do all the time. It's an embodiment of that. So that might be what you're going through out there. Divine masculines, women or men, whoever you identify as, or divine feminines that are a bit further behind where I've been. It's like some people are afraid to stop drinking because then you really will have nothing in common with the people around you. It makes you feel safe. Because to be honest with you, I even like see when I stopped drinking, I had to be. It wasn't so even so much my friends. Like some of my friends were most of them were respectful of that. Actually, it was my fucking family. They were like, take a drink, take a drink, take a drink, in a funny way. You know what I mean? People, but they wouldn't force me. But they'd be like, "Are you sure you know it's Christmas or it's New Year?" They don't do it now because that's been a couple of years in a row. But it's like, in fact, actually, my dad's really sweet. My dad always gets in the cans of Coke or he's all yeah. Usually it's cans of Coke. Do you know what I mean? It's like because I don't drink Coke a lot, but it is my you know what I mean. It is like my vice. It's like if I was out for a meal or treating myself or something, but I don't. I tend to not drink it too much. I mean, but it's my dad would usually have that there for me if I was going for tea. And I go for tea. And I used to go a lot. I don't go. I go enough. You know what I mean? What I'm saying is, say I do decide to go and see them at some point tomorrow, which I dare say I will, because my sister was when I was asking her, what she's like if she's going out and that, because my mum and dad were going to look after the kids. She's like, I don't know, I want it and all that kind of stuff. And so I still don't know what I'm doing right. And this was always like it's so story time. But again, I feel maybe people just need to hear this, just a little bit of whatever, um, to let us know that we all go through this stuff. Like I found this time really depressing because there was always a lot of pressure to go out, and it was always like nobody fucking knew what they wanted to do at New Year. It was like there was always somebody that was going through some kind of shit, heartbreak or disaster, and I was usually always fucking helping whoever it was through stuff like this. And or people would be like, you know what, I'm just staying in with my felly or my boyfriend or whatever, and then you're like, oh, great, you haven't got one of them. All that kind of shit, right? Or I'm staying in because then when you get older, it's like, right, I'm just staying in, with looking after the kids and blah blah blah. And that's why I'm saying I'm never mind looking forward. I can fucking do that now because I've not got kids or a man, and if I want to be myself and go to bed early, I can. And actually, that's luxury, and I know it. But at the same time, it's like I dare say if my sister was fucking desperate for a babysitter and my mum and dad wanted to live it up like they were the other weekend, I would look after the kids. Like, so it's, you know what I mean? But also my boundary, I would depend on how I feel. But what I'm saying is, I think it's horrible, 33 minutes, divine masculine energy. I think it's horrible that we even put ourselves in a situation like that you feel like you have to do something amazing and special. And because I think what you find is you've got a whole generation of people going out getting pissed and not just enjoying being in the moment, like that's what it's really about. It's like forcing themselves to conform to something that doesn't feel like them anymore. And that's what I mean about being under a spell, of the group, of the community. I wonder if that community card's going to come out in reverse now. And like all I'm saying is, I was in it. I've moved through it. Nothing, and it's nothing against anybody that I was in groups with or anything like that. Feels a million years ago. Like literally feels a million years ago because it's that many people now that I've just totally like moved on from that. And that's the point. Like I'm talking from a place of at one point feeling like I could never be away from people, a few people, to now literally have nothing to do in my life. You know what I mean? And I'm the happiest that I could be, and I'm hopefully these people are happy that they could be. You know what I mean? Won't be the case for all, but it's kind of like, and I feel this is where a lot of other twins are at, whether it's divine masculine or divine feminine, for me to be talking about this so much. Yeah, and then I put on the music channel just to see. I made voice notes, and then I put on the music channel, and it was that cheesy song Run. It's like Becky Hill and Galantis, and it's talking about we run further away from love, what we do. Anyway, it's just basically, it's very Twinflamey, right? So if you know that song. I mean, I didn't really like it. It's alright, but I was like, oh, whatever. You know what I mean? So I changed the channel. But before I changed the channel, I said, right, if you're going to fucking be flinging all this shit at me to do the reading later, then give me another song that's going to make sense to that, right? So then I changed it, and it was this song called Words, and it's, oh god, I don't know what her name is. Zara somebody and Alesso, right? So it sounded quite catchy, but it was more the fact that she's like, oh, I don't know now because I hadn't heard it before tonight, but it's like she's saying there's words on the tip of my lips. Oh, and it's something about I love you, right? And then I'll find it just now. But then, and I was like, all right, whatever. And then I changed the channel, and it was the same song again. So they were like, we need you to listen to the words. I was like, oh fuck, okay. And then I switched it, and it was that one. What would you do if I told you I loved you? So it was like, basically, it's quite funny. It's like, it clearly is twin flames that are, like I say, closer and closer to saying that to one another, which is, let me fucking tell you, it's no fucking holiers. So we'll live vicariously through this is, because it's a timeline, you know, people will reach that when they're ready, but it's like, someone's wondering, what would they do if I said I loved them, like, just out of the blue, what would they do? And then the other one's saying back, like, it's on the tip of my lips, it's two people about to say, I fucking love you, I'm telling you. Right, so, whenever that happens, and again, that's why I'm saying, it's the 31st of December as I'm filming this, it is the 31st of December tomorrow, we're not in the fucking real life when Harry met Sally, as much as we'd all love to be in that, you know what I mean? But it's, and it's fresh in my mind because I watched that on Christmas night, Compassion. Look, but we have compassion for the fact that, look, oh, wow, that does look like that. That looks like either they have just said I love you, or it looks like he's like, fuck, I really want to say it, and she's like, I really want to say it, but I'll just fucking turn my head this way and cuddle them instead. So have compassion for you. And acceptance of where you're at, even if that's you need to be alone. And maybe you need to be alone at this full moon, which is on the 7th of January, with your feelings. And you're protected, Archangel Michael. As you explore your horizons, crossing the bridge. This is like crossing the bridge from the old earth, the old friendships, the old way of life, to the new way. In self-reflection, in hermit mode, going inwards. And you're loved. Oh my god, right. This, see, I think now what they're doing is they're giving messages for the people that are not, that all this drama isn't going on energetically or literally, and it's people that are alone. Because, and again, I think this makes sense anyway, I can always see things from different angles, that's my gift. But someone's exploring on their spiritual journey, right, going into deep self-reflection, which I've already said, a lot of divine masculines, they actually don't want to do that, so they will drink themselves into oblivion, into, by the way, this is men and women, and whatever you identify as, you know it's true out there. I've done it in New Year, it's just, fucking people seem to think it's like, what you're meant to do. Anyway, that's why I was saying that. Like, I find this time depressing because I just reminisce about all the years that I forced myself to go on a night out with something that was totally overexpensive to have the shittest night of the year. You know what I mean? So that's why I said, if you're lucky enough to be with the love of your life, or, you know, to be with someone you're having a nice time with, whether it's like, you know, it's no somebody, it's no your forever person, or if you got kids, to whatever, or you've got anyone in your life you love, you know what I mean, or if you just enjoy being yourself, like what I said, enjoy it, because there's some people out there forcing themselves to get blutered and go on nights out and, you know, New Year parties that they don't want to go to. Oh, that's interesting that I said when Harry met Sally, because if you think about it, that's what she does. She gets all glammed up and goes to a New Year's party, and he's chose to stay in, and then he starts to have the revelation and runs to her at the party. So again, I know this is going to make sense. You're loved. Look, there's a guy hiding his love. He's hiding, that to me represents love. He's hiding that she, oh, this came out the other day. He's hiding that she's loved. And she doesn't look like she feels loved, does she? She feels alone. You're not alone. Both of them aren't alone. Well, this all went a bit sad, doesn't it? Right. So, tell us about the... tell us about the fucking... Tell me why I picked up these cards. Warding? Oh, I don't even know. Is that like... Oh, warding someone off. Expulsion. And protection. Does that say prediction? Well, that's what I'm doing here. 45. Right, let me just check what the... That's what I'm getting, the warding. It's like someone's trying to ward someone away. Oh, I'm thinking, why am I being so scorpionic? I mean, apart from the fact that I'm always like that, but it's because it's my first house energy is the Scorpio energy, so I'm like, dun, 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 dun. Let's get to the bottom of this. Right. Elder Flower, warding. Oh, that's talking about defend, protect, I'll guard you well, and ward off any misused spell. They don't all say something about a spell. Fairy secrets. Granted, they're going to say something about spells in most of them because it is a witch thing, but fairy secrets hidden deep. Ancient magics yours to keep. This magic is worked with harm to none, so maybe, wait a minute. Steeped in mystery and superstition, my ancient history is shared amongst the British hedgerows, protected by Elder Mother. Right, let's get to... I will ward off evil spirits and protect your home. If planted near the threshold of misfortune, the powerful warding property of my leaves will assist in breaking spells cast against you and undo any harmful intentions. Right, fucking hell. I'm actually freaked out. Allow me to deflect any ill will as I defend your magical honour. As you sleep deeply beneath the canopy of my white lacy fragrant flowers, you're invited into parallel existence in the mystical dimension of the fairies who are fundamental to your spell work at this time. The nature spirits will ward off any negative or victim conscious beliefs that are blocking you. That's what I said, like, although this is like, can be a bit fucking over people's heads, right? Listen to what that just says. Any negative or victim conscious beliefs. That's what I help you with, right? The limiting beliefs, the ones that are telling this divine masculine that he's not good enough for the divine feminine, or this divine feminine are not good enough for the divine masculine, or both. It's not always like voodoo, hexes, curses, all that kind of stuff. It can be things that are really quite normal that everyone goes through, but it can be the voodoo, hexes, all that as well. And that's why they just made me say that, because when I pray with the divine, when I pray for people, powerful things happen. And it's funny because they did say to me before I'd done this that they want me to say, so I'm just going to say it now along with that I'm praying that anybody that has had any hexes, spells, curses, negative energy put on them or their twin, that we remove that now with the divine light and across all time, space and dimensions. And obviously disconnecting from the old earth and connecting to the new earth, and then set your own intention. But and let me know if you were one of the people that actually gets all this shit. Let me know, because that's what I'm saying. Like, as much as I'm very open about everything that I do as well, I can kind of go a little bit embarrassed sometimes when it comes to this deeper shamanic work. So I'm going to trust that whoever needs to know that this is the kind of like this is real, right? All of this is real. And I can help people out of it. And why do you think energies try so fucking hard to make me not get what it is I want and what wants me? We'll leave it at that. Right, so that's powerful. Beliefs that are blocking you as you harness your natural magical abilities. Yeah, your God-given right. Wow, that's mental. And protection and expulsion. Let's look at oh my god, expulsion. This one's going to be really interesting to watch back. See, this is why they said just fucking trust us, do what we're guiding you to do. Because it does feel a bit like some people won't get this, but I don't care, because I don't care the rest of the time, so I'm not going to keep it this. Put your boundaries in place and expel anything that's preventing you from being your magical best. There's richly endowed with spiritual properties that have been preserved. Blah, blah, blah. Overcoming the forces of darkness. I'll safeguard you from the toxic behaviour of others. I'm telling you, it's codependency, it's gaslighting, it's narcissistic behaviour that has stopped some things going ahead. Keep in mind that I intensify the work of other herbs, right? Do not be fooled by my pretty lace features, for I'll make you sweat to break a fever. That feels like a bit of a warning note. And then this is just an extra thing to say you're protected. Fucking hell, talk about hocus pocus. Because you know that is the thing, that if you put the salt around the witches are shut and they can't move. And I'm only remembering that because because I watched Hocus Pocus. Like the newer one. And there was a lot of disturbing things that are really quite real in that. Beware, take time to take responsibility and place protection around you and your loved ones. Do you not realise that without it, you're wide open to psychic attack with nothing in place to defend your energy field? Right, I'm fucking done. The strength of another's harsh words, thoughts and actions against you, which is what I say that as a spell, has taken its toll and you're feeling drained to life over it. Right, I'm telling you, I don't know who this is for. It's going to make sense of you people. Somebody's twin, somebody's divine masculine, right? Somebody, either recently or in the past, has told this person that you said something that you didn't. That's what it is. And one day I'll get confirmation of that. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's mine. I'll just be honest, like I can kind of feel that that bit might be the case. Because I can think where it's been done the other way, but I don't know about the other. Anyway, interesting. I'll defend your honour and ensure that you're shielded as your sensitivity increases. Protection is key as you open yourself up to a higher spiritual vibration. Calm, safeguard you as you're... And the reason why I'm saying that is because that would be clever, you know, of the dark to do that. So again, bear in mind the people that would make sense to, you know, might be giving people ideas, because I know what me and him are like with each other. It's like... Well, it's what I said. You want to believe the bad. People don't want to believe it. You would sooner believe the bad stuff than you believe the good. And that can push somebody down the wrong route. That's Asda on the way. Why are fucking Asda on the way when it's only... They're meant to be coming in 2 hours. Anyway. So that's going to have some kind of... That might have some meaning about what I said at the start. Messages. Tell me something about what I'm just saying about all of that shit. Oh my god. And that's why they just specifically made me home in on my one, because of when I've said that before. Because my one did do this. And however close he is to coming towards me, literally that's what would be a danger of repeating that pattern, and that's not what I want. And it wouldn't be what he wanted deep down either, but it's like... what I'm saying about the energies that what could make that happen. So then I would need, this is what came through yesterday. I would need to be like, look, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go back and forth. But then that's when your own words can be misconstrued too, because, and Mercury retrograde, yeah. So this is like, I'm keeping note of this, that it's like, well, actually, fuck that. I mean, just in case he watches this as well. Again, because he does watch them, but I don't know if he's going to fucking watch in real time. It's like... And he might go into phases and not want to watch it because it's too much. Who knows? That's where we let go. But what I'm saying is, I don't want that. I don't want back and forth behaviour with my twin flame whenever he's ready, because... that's what we done before. So why the fucking hell would I want that when I'm nearly 40? Basically, to point out the fucking blindingly obvious. So it's just a message to all divine masculines out there that are at that point, you know. Don't go back and forth with your emotions, because you can't do that forever. But it's easier to say that, right? What else do we need to know about that? Oh yeah, and anyway, that's why I was saying that. That would be an easy way for someone to get meddle with a union. Once karmics are out the way, which we don't ever know when that's really, you know, romantic karmics anyway, you know what I mean? We don't... What I'm saying is, it's like... they can get in their own way, is what I'm saying. And so, like, say, oh fuck, I really can't afford using my own examples, but it's like what they're saying to me is when I said to mine all those years ago, I've got feelings for you, so I don't want to just sleep with you, right? But if somebody's calling you drunk and not making any sense, which is what he done that night a very long time ago, he just wasn't fucking listening. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and it was annoying. Because it's not that I didn't want to see him at all. I didn't want to see him when he was drunk because it's what I would say to any friend of mine over the years too. I used to say this to friends of mine when there's arguing with your boyfriend or arguing with each other or whatever or family. Don't go there. Like, and it's whenever I've argued with anyone that's drunk. What's the point? Like, sometimes you get sense out of drunk people, but sometimes they've went past the point of fucking oblivion, and you're going to get fuck all sense, and it's actually going to lead to worse. Like, you know, upsetting each other or just whatever. And it's kind of like but think about it, when you see it's a way to not face your feelings. Like, you know, if somebody's totally drunk, then it's like whether they realise it or not, subconsciously they've ran away because they're there but they're not really there, which is why, you know, when I think back to that time when he kept calling me, it's crazy to think that I had the maturity at that age. Even though I really wanted to see him, I kept saying no. And then he did, like, he totally went into fuck you mode for forevermore. But you know what I mean? But he didn't go into it forevermore because, funnily enough, it was on this date at one point that he actually did contact me out of the blue, but I didn't wake up. So I still to this day don't know what he was wanting. But again, unfortunately, I very much suspect that, yeah, it could have been like a declaration of feelings, but I don't think so. It would have been this. It would have been like making out like you just wanted to hook up. But again, you don't do that. I said with a few people that I told that he'd done it, because I actually kept it to myself. It was like, you don't do that with somebody that you haven't seen for years. And it's like, that's why I'm saying, providing my one's out of karmic stuff, whenever that happens in the time, it's like, you don't just call somebody up out the blue to hook up with them that you haven't seen for years, or in my case, like 10 years, for a shag. You know what I mean? Who the hell does that? There's way more less complicated fucking people you could go to. So I call bullshit, like in that film. You know what I mean? So again, this is like me saying don't bother, basically, which is quite bold. I'm saying like that's not happening, but I do want to see you. So I'm even saying that it's like, yeah, they're getting me to channel that because it's like, this is the kind of time of year that this shit happens, and there might be some kind of timeline shift actually. Me saying that about that, because I always remember that. Because that didn't go like, yeah, because long story short, it was like nothing came of it. I never found out why he done that. And then, and again, this was many years ago, right? Because it's like, but what I'm saying is, it's like, it made me think, oh, you know what I mean? Fucking, it's like when Harry met Sally. He's like going to say Happy New Year and, you know, things can move forward. And no, he fucking certainly did not. Do you know what I mean? And it set me back on, because I was just kind of like, why the hell did he do that? And I could, you know what I mean? He done it because he would have been absolutely wasted, and I've been on his mind, and he's not let things hold him back. Does he get led to the fucking, what's that? Yep, the crossroads, the two swords, but it was in reverse. Look, something wasn't holding him back in his mind because he was absolutely fucking reeking, which that's when it can be a good thing. So he's called me, but I've been protected, ironically, from him. Like, they didn't let me, you know, I slept through it. And actually, yeah, it's why I would be extremely discerning even now, fucking a million years later, because I didn't want it then, and I don't want that now. I don't want the divine masculine, even if it is my, well, definitely, because I don't fucking certainly don't want someone else's divine masculine, but it's like, you know, I don't want that. I'm letting go of that. But should my one want to come forward, not wearing the mask of well, in his case, I'm just going, I keep talking about drink because it would be drink. Because very rarely did we ever see each other sober, and if we did, I'm just, you know, that's so funny, but I can actually only think of literally one time where we did bump into each other sober. And it should have been really fucking awkward. I've spoken about it before, it should have been really fucking awkward for a lot of reasons, and it wasn't. It was lovely. And it was like an indication of how it could be in the future. How it will be in the future. It's like, it was obviously just to show us both that what was there. And then fucking take it away again. And then, yeah, obviously the other time, I don't even count that though. The other times I would see him kind of not drunk would be in the morning, but nah, I would say he's probably been drunk. Well, definitely been drunk. Depends how long he slept in. But a lot of the time he would scarper before the drink wore off. I know I'm talking to a lot of people when I'm saying this. Sorry, divine masculine. Great achievement, but great achievements are literally very close by. With creative endeavours, but like I always say, this is my card that reminds me of what I do for people, because I create a canvas which then manifests, I create a vision which manifests with the person. But it could be that divine masculines are doing something that they've got the potential to be really proud of, a great achievement in the future, but I feel that is what they want, the vision. Create the vision and what you want with your twin. And it'll be a great achievement. Look, put the deception behind you. That's the deceptive people in the past. Open yourself up to the magic of the universe. Trust your intuition and manifestation. This is a very, look, true love and commitment, but true love and fucking commitment are in, I'm getting angry now. True love and commitment are in fucking reverse, because whatever has happened in divine masculine's life has made them feel like they can't have true love and commitment, or they don't want the true love and commitment because they're afraid of commitment. But why are you afraid of commitment? Because you've not had true love, and when you have had true love, you've had tiny little taste of it, it's been taken away. King. Dark thoughts keep you playing it safe, but actually not for someone, because I've pulled that in reverse. Dark thoughts keep divine masculines playing it safe. Notice this can make sense to the women divine masculines, because it's a woman. Keep them being the unloving man. Stop them from travelling towards where they want to go. Keep them in decrease, because it's increase and replace. Keep them away from joy, and keep them in a consciousness of lack, away from their loving women. Oh my, this is actually fucking mental. Right, look at this, right? So we've got the fucking loving woman, loving man in reverse again, right? Ascended masters are trying really hard to undo what is done, but it's something's preventing people from taking steps. It could be family, because we've got family. It could be that's a common one for many twins, and it's understandable. I'd say even more Chris would be, you know what I mean? It's like, look, people with family commitments, that's understandable. But it can actually be family that don't want this. Some family don't want it to happen, keep you back. Fear, happy success in reverse, fragmented energy. People that are all over the place, out of their power, when they really want to be planning to go towards new supportive connections and honouring the path, but they're not, because it's in reverse. They're following the status quo. Want to put victim mentality behind them, to follow the guiding light, but it's in reverse. Want to put conflict behind them, or could be is putting conflict behind them, for peace in a kindred partnership. Right, I've channeled this for an hour now, and it's like just so annoying, because like whether it picks up on bits and bobs of what goes on energetically with my one or my situ, or because bits of that do make sense, bits of it don't as well, or other people, it's just fucking annoying, isn't it? Like, but it won't be this way forever, guys. Distorted. This is a distorted connection to the divine, because it's the crown chakra in reverse and deceit. Wow. This is, if other people don't get this like me, you're never going to get like me, because this is my calling, but I'm trying to dissect it as well as I can. Deceit and lies. Look at this person. So this is a person in general, or many people showing up in different people, have kept deceit, lies basically, have kept somebody in complete confusion and distortion around this connection. Let's see how this, I'll be freaked out. And who is that? Let's see if the divine mat, who's been kept in confusion over lies. By whoever, because it'll be for different people. Who's been kept? The garden. See, that to me answers it's the divine masculine resolving conflict, because this is the card, and yesterday, this is the card that's been shown up a few times. By the way, the sacred woman's on the bottom, and to me that's the divine feminine, so it could be a divine feminine's been kept in confusion as well. Be open-minded. Someone's, yeah, look. This guy's confused, or woman, this guy is really confused and hurt and angry. Because he wants to accept the love from the divine feminine, but there's a conflict because somebody's lied to him at some point, and it doesn't make sense. Sacred woman. In reverse. Oh my god, somebody else. Again, this is because it makes me think, fuck hell, is this about? But it's like, anyway, I'll push that aside, but it's like somebody has lied about the divine feminine, the sacred woman, to the divine masculine. Therefore, it creates a conflict. That's why you need to clear your chakras if this is making sense to you, to see the truth. You need to reparent yourself. Yeah, you see, people have lied. It's not everyone, but again, someone's parental figures have, or you know, someone looks up to has given them bad advice. This has come through before about dating or not dating, because it's in reverse, and preventing the connection. Look, I'm being drawn to the drink. This, whenever I pull this card, that is lovely in that, and it does talk to twins that talk to each other through music, but there's drunk messages, there is, and this feels very New Year, doesn't it? For the rare few, it could be you are spending New Year's together, sharing the love, but for others, I feel it's a drunk message. From the divine masculine. I'm just laughing because it came out the other day and it makes sense. But it's not everyone's, but it is someone's. I'm telling you, if my one's fucking free out there and he's thinking about sending me a drunk message, just fucking send me a sober message, because you tried that before about 10 million years ago and it didn't fucking work, did it? Yeah. and a lot of water has went under that bridge, if that's even the saying, and I think it's about time to approach it in a different way. I hope you can forgive me one day. I wish I could take my words back. We'll be together again, but it was in reverse. I know I messed up everything. I'm grateful for the spiritual lesson. Becoming a better person. See, they all kind of make sense, doesn't it? It's like someone's reflecting, knowing that they fucked up in the past. Or again, this could be for people more recent. And actually getting why this is all happening now. And hopefully Divine Masculine is realising this isn't their fault. That's the most important thing. Nurturing. This isn't your fault. You've been under major spiritual attack, spiritual warfare. Whether people choose to know and believe that is true or not, I don't really give a shit. It is true. I wish I'd treated you better. And because of that, because of the deceit and the lies that had been, or the bad advice, whatever it is, put your way, it did cause you to treat your divine feminine not very well. Or just turn your back on them completely. Wish I could share my good news with you. I want you in reverse, but it's like they feel like they can't tell you that. Or if they do, they come at you not with the truth, you know what I mean? It would be like making out it's no big deal. When really they remember every detail of any day you've ever spoke. See, a hide behind material thing. This is, it's picking up on people that are not quite ready to step into that energy. I replay our conversations over and over. That's why the songs make sense. Just being used. Okay, and I hid who I really am from you, and I'm starting to understand our connection. Finding out the truth crushed me. That's finding out the truth of the waiting. Look, there's a big fucking pile of cards here. I want to be more than friends, and I can't stop thinking about you because I love you. Right, I'm going to stop right there, right? I want to tell you how I feel. Oh my god, this is actually quick. I'm getting fucking excited, guys. We're living vicariously through this, but it makes sense with the songs. So this is very long. I'm going to stop it here, but I can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. That might be relevant. That's when the people fucking do spell work to confuse us all. Right, anyway, let's see. Where is this divine feminine? Let's really home in. Where is the divine feminine, divine masculines are at this bit? See, because it's about reunion. That's why the spiritual attacks at an all-time high. Oh, so the big thing that they were wanting me to say, let's shuffle these for that. I'm going to use is, because it's Mercury retrograde, beware of X's popping up, everyone. Whether you're divine feminine, divine masculine. If you're drinking your shell into oblivion out there, people, which is a lot of people at this time of year, just please don't leave yourself vulnerable, because there's people out there that really want to fuck your life up. And again, there's nothing you can do, right? And personally speaking, coming from a divine feminine that's got a divine masculine that's got a very strong mind, because I've got a very strong mind, if he wants nothing to do with me, which is where he's been for a very long time, he will make that very clear to me by just us not talking, right? But he also has a lot of love for me. Very confused, but it's kind of like, to put it mildly, but it's kind of like I'm wise enough to know that I can't control what he does. So although he loves me, because he does, again, I'm not saying that like as in a crazy, it's like I don't fucking chase him down being like, you love me. I just leave him to fucking live the life he's living. But it's kind of like, sorry, that was really harsh, but it's true. It's kind of like, we didn't shuffle these. It's like, until he realises that's his truth, he will. I'm under no illusion that, yeah, he's either been in relationships with people or gets in casual hookups with people, and that's, you know, that's his choice and that's what he's going to do. But it's for people in that position, whether you're on the receiving end of it, there's nothing you can do. Just trust everything will work itself out. And if you're the person doing that, you're going to do what you're going to do. But it is, I was like, why am I saying that? It is safe for you to love. So you're basically, the message is to divine masculines, it's actually safe for you to love. And when you say I love you to the right person, your divine feminine, they will say I love you back. I actually think divine feminines are going to say it first, because look at what I've done. I fucking have said it first for the past year. And would I want to be the fucking person that says it first to my divine masculine when I first see him? No, I wouldn't. But if he comes to me full of shit, I'll look him in the eye and I'll tell him he's full of shit if I feel like he's sober enough to hear it. And if I could stop him running out the door the next day when he's still pissed, I would do that too. But again, it's like, that's what he used to be like. So it's safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Playfulness. Enlightenment was behind that, by the way. So it's like, look, remember the playfulness. To capture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit. Remember the playfulness of the journey. Yes, we're on a journey of enlightenment and it's heavy. With enlightenment, there's no separation. We recognise we're one with the divine and with your twin flame. It's heavy. But there's a lot of passion and love there. And love conquers all. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. There's a lot of telepathy there. Soul connections are harmonious, you know, and it's... But there's a lot of challenges. All true soul connections involve challenges that can be overcome together. But the... what the hell is this reading, by the way? But it's so weird, because right before I came on, I was about to do this. They led me to somebody else channeling such similar shit that I only watched a few minutes of it. It was confirmation that deception has stopped. Again, this could just be that the deception isn't in the way from other people. It has been done in the past, but they're not the problem anymore. And the problem is the divine masculine deceiving themselves. Because look, someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings, but I feel it's the new person it's the twin flame for the twin flame. So obviously in my case, it's not new, but it is, because me and him have been apart for a very long time. So it would be new. It would literally be like it was someone brand new. But it might literally be new for other people. Unrequited love, but it's in reverse. You know, it's like the love wants to be returned now. Intense. Intensity of a true soul connection includes great highs and great lows. You got to trust. You need to have trust in this relationship for order to grow. And there we go. That's why it's intense. We end it with the one I started with, and I just looked at 111, new beginnings. Like the yin yang symbol, twin flames contain an aspect of each other's character within themselves. Which is why, despite the real painful confusion in these journeys, right, here's actually something that was occurring to me, right? When people are like, but how do you know that's your twin flame? Or how do you know the difference between a twin flame and a karmic? Again, and I never used to spend too much time answering much of these. Obviously, I'll answer someone's question if they ask it outright, but it's like, how you know is, somebody could fuck you off no end, right? And do things that are total opposite how you know they actually feel, but you'll still have unconditional love for them. That's your twin flame. Your twin flame will put you into your dark night of the soul. Karmic partners can't do that. To the best of my knowledge, from what I've listened to, from what I've felt other people say, you know, shared, you know, heard them say when I spoke to them, if your twin flame triggers you to go into a dark night of the soul, it's because they're your yin yang. They're the other half of your soul. That's interesting, by the way. My mum's just sent me a message saying, "Are you okay? Not heard from you." Right now, I don't even think that's unusual at this time of year. I literally seen her yesterday, and so do you know what I mean? So again, and I'm busy doing this and I'm just chilling. So I feel that's because I've not read it all. I just seen a little bit what it says, but it's like somebody's like, basically somebody isn't doing okay, and it feels like it is the divine masculine. That's why they've maybe pull all the emperor cards, and they need to trust that it's safe to love with their twin. Is that true? And I'll get off this because it is really long. 5 of Wands, but they're fighting and they're battling, and they may even want to fight and battle you. But she's like, I'm fucking having none of it, mate. Or it's a Queen of Pentacles that's done that to them in the past. They want to put feeling out in the cold behind them, or you do if you're that, but you're juggling. Could still be people that are juggling love interests, but it's juggling what to do, different for different people. So not feeling victorious, wanting to put the wounded warrior feeling behind them, wanting to put feeling fed up behind them, wanting to come forward passionately but not doing it, very passionately, that's the sexual card, wanting to put spying and learning behind, wanting to not telling the truth, that's a truthful new beginning or a fresh start, clarity. There's confusion moving on, delays, betrayal, painful endings. What I'm getting from that, right, is this is a divine masculine that's trying to move on, but there's delays because, well, it's Mercury retrogrades, but also because they're healing from something. A past love. Which actually, again, yeah, could be the ones that are trying to heal from the pain of a twin, but it could be healing from a past karmic thing. Different for different people. Tower moments. Yeah, there's tower moments. So they're unhappy. But there's a new beginning coming after that. And then they're the King of Pentacles, and that is the counterpart to the Queen of Pentacles that we saw. And they'll find their strength, or you'll find your strength. To untame my words when I used to be afraid of the words. That's that song, the Years song that was on the other day. Right, anyway, I'm going to... Where's the Divine Feminine at in the physical wall this going on that's going to connect with this? I'll change that. Not that I'm going to be doing it. Well, I don't think I'm going to be doing an extra video, but no, we're going to be doing an extra video. But 31st of December. She or he has got crystal clear vision. I love what they've done there. She or he knows what she wants. Divine Feminine wants Divine Masculine. Wants to heal the separation, but has to let go of expectations and know that you're enough no matter what happens, and that your twin does love you, but they're in a dark place. Some of them may reach out to tell you that. Some of them may not. A certain darkness, you see the stars, right? I love it, right? I don't love the content of it, but I love that it makes sense, because it makes sense. So it's meant to be masculine and the physical to go with that, before I forget the cards. We've got clearing karma, kundalini activation. Again, this is why the King of Wands is coming out there, the passionate sexual energy, because kundalini energy is extremely strong, extremely potent. So Divine Masculines, it's important that you realise that if you don't understand what's going on. You may have already been an extremely sexual person anyway. I know that my twin is. But it could be like fucking overload, you know, like you could be like, what is going on? And it's because that's what's going on, right? Change your perception, and you need to change your perception beyond delusion. That's the spell work. About your twin flame. Enter your vortex. I'm sure there's a joke there. You're aligning with happiness. You're aligning with infinite abundance. You're aligning with your twin flame. 1111. 1010 is also a reunion number. Everything's possible when you see that you're the yin. You're the yang to the yin to the yang. You're both. And your feminine twin is activating your higher self. That's your feelings. Right, I'm going to end this now. I'm going to watch this back with interest. I hope you have a very happy new year, whatever you are doing out there, guys. And I don't know when I don't know if I'll carry on New Year's Day. Or if I decide to have a wee drink, then, you know what I mean? But to be honest, I haven't, yeah, I'm kind of open-minded though, but, and basically it's Aries moon up until about tea time UK time, about 5 o'clock or something UK time, and I feel like my buzzer's going to ring because I can hear other buzzers ringing. And it's Taurus moon for actual Hogmanay, so it's very grounded, and you might want to see where that is in your chart. It's very calm, but yeah, so I might be back to doing videos on the 1st, or I might leave it a couple of days to give myself a break, but anyway, love yous.